Hear ye, gather round for another edition of Young Kings Wrestling featuring the Sovereign Sound Boy. As always, you can find us on most platforms that stream your favorite podcasts, including Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Podcast, and iHeartRadio, among others. If you're listening on iTunes, we prefer if you leave a review of the 5-star kind. Links to all the platforms and the merchandise available only at ykwrestling.com. As always, I am joined by...
I thought you was going first. My bad. The Great Reek. If you know, you know. For those New Japan fans out there that had their minds blown over the weekend.
Okay, the Great Reek. And I am the thespian TC Fontaine, as always. Have to remember not to do a British voice. Oh, that's French, my bad. Hey, man, we here for another episode. How many years? 3 years running of episodes. Yeah. So if you still rock with us, we appreciate it. If you haven't been here from the jump, then I ain't mad at you because we was kind of trash when we started. I'm not gonna lie. You got a bunch of people with, I wasn't confident talking into a microphone. I sounded terrible in the first episodes. You can go check them out. Go listen to the first episode after you listen to this episode and see is this night and day. It's night and day.
Right. Them first couple episodes, like when I started doing my own shit, I must have restarted like 10 times just to get that first one out because it was just me.
Yeah. I don't know, talking to yourself is probably difficult too. So
yeah.
I hit Malik up like when we did our first episode. I hit him up like 3 hours before we did it. I was like, "You want to do the podcast today?" We've been talking about doing a podcast for like a year at that point. I was like, "You want to do this shit today, bro?" He was like, "Yeah, well, I'm good." And here we are, still doing it. But we here though. And today, what's today, man? September 25th, 2022. Today in wrestling history, 22 years ago, Booker T lost the WCW championship. It's Vince Russo. Vince Russo won the WCW championship 22 years ago today.
That was I want to say that was the beginning of the end, but I mean, we was already at the end. He just sent it on the expressway after that.
Facts. And the thing is, like, when David Arquette won it, I don't know, but this dude winning it, and the way he won it was some typical Vince Russo shit.
Yeah.
Because he dropped it like a week later. Like, it was the same week, if I remember correctly. It was goofy.
I think so.
It was goofy. And what else? Happy birthday to Oscar. Her birthday is tomorrow. So big shout out to her.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm gonna let you get the royal address of rumors out the way. We got a lot to cover. Because first off, because I didn't see this when you sent me the notes. But hold on. I got something for y'all. It's been a while since I played this soundbite. But this November, it's back.
War Games.
It's back.
Yes, sir. DJ Paul is not playing. Survivor Series is going to be headlined by 2 War Games matches, one for the women. Yep, one for women, one for men. I mean, this is going to be. I mean, I expected something crazy because I mean, how many times we've been talking about if they just had one War Games match on the main roster, like we could have something crazy. And now, especially when you got Bloodline, you got Imperium, you got Brawling Brutes, you got all these different factions up there now that like you could just throw any of them.
Still got the Judgment Day too, I don't know how they fit in, but we can talk more about that. Because I got some possible ideas and directions that can go with this. So we're gonna see how that turns out. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, man. And then Bailey got Damage Control out here. So I mean that's gonna be fire. You know what I'm saying? You know, Io Shirai in a War Games match is a certified banger every time.
Yeah, you already know, man. I wouldn't necessarily trust Dakota Kai as my partner in War Games.
Nah.
Precedent has been set there. But I am interested in seeing, Bailey do her thing. Like, I feel like Bianca go crazy in the War Games. We've seen her in War Games before, have we not?
I think so. I think there was one she had
2019.
I forget what year, but it might have been 2019. But yeah, she was in at least one.
Yeah, she was going crazy. Rhea Ripley go crazy, so I want to see her, see how she can fit in this.
Facts.
Hey, make it happen, Paul. Call you Paul because I rock with you. Some people call you Triple H. A lot of people call you the Game.
I don't know no Triple H, but this is all about the game.
Yes, but you're a man of many names. A lot of people address you, formally as, Mr. Levesque. Like I said last week, when I was a kid, I pronounced it Levesque. Hey, we got some things going. What else we got in the rumor report?
So this one I actually didn't even bring up before, but so it was rumors going around that Devon and Bubba kind of fell out and they wasn't cool or something. But that was like all due to like how they left WWE the last time around because Devon was ready to hang it up and just move on to the next thing, and Bubba was trying to do the Bully Ray character, but Vince was like he was just shutting that shit down. He wasn't feeling it. What else?
I don't know, pal.
But he came out and said like, yeah. But he came out and said like, everything is cool with me and him. It's nothing that people were talking about. He just me and him kind of needed a little break. You know what I'm saying? Because we'd have been running together for 20 plus years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he got family and he had health issues, stuff like that. So they took a break and they linked back up again. Everything is cool. He's like he just talked to him the other day. So once again, you niggas making something out of nothing.
I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, this was like a couple hours ago it came out. But this is a big one. And I'm gonna say this is possible, not guaranteed, not definite, but Buddy has come out and says that he might be going away for a while, and that has led into the rumor mill about he might be leaving AEW, and that kind of branches out to some other people because the story's been that WWE putting out some feelers and some guys have been listening and responding back. But it's really kind of just the guys that have significant others that are still in the Fed. So, Buddy got Rhea.
Right. You seen what Dominic been doing. He said, I need to go back before this shit gets out of hand.
Yeah. Might have to handle some business. And another name that got mentioned, of course, obviously, is Andrade. At this point, you might as well send him back because I don't even know what he was in AEW for.
Bro.
At this point.
This dude on TV, not on YouTube, but on TV, might have won like 2 matches in the whole year plus he been there.
Yep, pretty much.
Y'all know me. I always hype up some Andrade.
Right.
One of my favorite wrestlers, bro.
Like
so it's unfortunate.
I was kind of hyped for him, at least if Vince wasn't gonna push him, he was gonna get pushed somewhere. And then that from the jump, the way they introduced him kind of set me the wrong way about it. So I'm like,
right, had him with Vicky and then put him with Chavo.
Yeah, that was bad.
Chavo can't get a phone call just to say we ain't gonna use you no more. Who mans is this?
Yeah, listen, over in Anthony world, I should have known. We all should have known.
Facts. What else we
got? So good old Philip. This guy right here. So
hashtag RIPBOZO.
Yeah. So the talk this week is that one, his story is changing about the fight. That the whole Buck came, kicked the door in, was on some real high energy. Apparently his camp is backing off that story. That's not what happened. He just walked up in there all willy-nilly with no energy like that. So the capping is starting. But the bigger story about it is that the likelihood, according to multiple sources, is that he won't be back with AEW. They're most likely going to buy out his contract.
Somebody said that bitch was $9 million.
Oh man. So this is gonna rank extremely high on disappointing returns. Cause you think about where we was at just a year ago. Everybody was like, damn, wrestling about to change. And here we are, September 2022, a year and a month removed from all of that bells and whistles in Chicago and in the United Center. And 1 year later, it's like, damn, it's about to all be over just that fast.
See, if y'all was on YouTube, you see me patting myself on the back just now. And why am I patting myself on the back?
I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all niggas.
I said it a year ago.
Man.
It was only a matter of time. I didn't think it would be like exactly a year later, but
that was kind of fast.
I thought we'd get a little bit more traction out of this.
Like, we didn't build no suspense or nothing. It was just like,
no, this nigga came in hot. Like, I'm literally on Twitter. I log on Twitter as soon as the pay-per-view ended.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the first thing I see is just, like, a clip from the little press conference.
Yeah.
And this nigga was going ham. And me, I knew it wasn't a work because I've watched CM Punk cut promos since, like, 2005. I know what a CM Punk promo sounds like. This dude was speaking from the heart, and it was obvious. And everything that happened. I'm still stuck on the fact he said these stupid fucks couldn't manage a target. Like, that was a bar.
But I'm like, the people that keep saying it's a work.
We'd have been through that. Y'all know it ain't a work at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how many times does Punk sit up here, speak his mind, and it's a work? Because let's be honest. Even if they give him the platform to say, you know what, like Vince did, say, here's a hot mic, speak what's on your mind. We'll kind of approach it like a work shoot. Even then, it was like he's saying a whole bunch of shit that they weren't expecting him to say. They probably didn't want him to say. So even if it was similar to that, it's like, nah, man, this dude is saying what he feel, and it don't got nothing to do with anybody else backstage and having their hands in it, because you see Tony sitting right next to him, saying, looking like, yo, what you doing? What you doing? Like, the amount of time Tony was giving him the side eye while he was sipping on his little coffee or whatever he got, like, oh boy.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell y'all something that it should be obvious at this point. It's been 11 years. It's been 11 years. I'm gonna tell y'all that pipe bomb, there is a 0% chance that he just went out there and just winged it and nobody knew what he was going to talk about. I'll tell you that right now. Vince McMahon is not letting that man out there with a hot mic on live national television to say whatever he wanted to say. Vince knew what he was going to say. Act like he didn't know. Y'all like to reference it all the time. But it's the truth. Because if you were the CEO chairman of this, I mean, it's $1 billion company now. It wasn't $1 billion back then, hence the line, a millionaire who should be a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But Vince, I'm pretty sure knew about all that shit. Because if you were in Vince McMahon's shoes in 2011, you are not letting this guy go out there and say whatever he wanted to say.
Nah.
Without you filtering through some of the things he was going to say.
Nah, ain't no way.
Because he probably was backstage when they was working through it. He was like, and then I'm going to talk about be a star. And the event's like, oh, hold on, pal. There's a sponsor. They cut the checks. You can't say that. So you can bring them up, and then that's when we'll cut your mic off. And that's what happened.
So I'm saying I wanted to know what that story was supposed to
I
be.
did want to know what he was gonna say.
Talking about that is a personal story about Vince McMahon. That this Be a Star program, like, nah, don't cut the mic off now, fam.
But don't come back.
Like, where was that going?
Maybe one day somebody CM Punk, since nobody's ever gonna pay him to wrestle again, for at least where it's worth it. He probably won't wrestle again because it ain't gonna be worth it.
Nah.
So one day he gonna need a whole lot of money. Maybe his wife will divorce him in the future, and he gonna need some money. He gonna do shoot interviews like Kevin Nash and like all the Scott Hall and all them folks did. He's just gonna trash folks, and then maybe one day he'll tell that story.
Hopefully, I mean it's this still. We waiting on the tell all book or the biopic from Vince.
I need some.
That's unfiltered. So all them stories gonna come out at some point.
Something. Leave it here with something.
Yeah. Coping mechanism, Punk. That's gonna be another case study that comes out. We got a few of those.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, y'all gonna be a little bit upset, but it is what it is. This one kind of funny. So Veer, good old
niggas was wondering what happened to Veer.
I'm telling you, formerly induced Sheer with I forget who the other guy was, but he was on the main roster for a hot minute. Yeah,
it's his real name,
something like that.
We know him as rapper turned singer.
Mm-hmm. So ever since DJ Paul been back in, holding it down, running the show now, we noticed that he's been gone. He's going back to NXT, and he's pairing back up with rapper turned singer in NXT. So I don't know if we getting Induced Sheer back or if we just making a new tag team.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah. It did my boy Veer dirty, man. I had high hopes for him.
Well, I mean, after the way he done tore through Rey Mysterio that one week, I was very.
He was my favorite wrestler.
Optimistic. I was optimistic about it because when you're doing God's work, I gotta support.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio need his ass beat.
Oh, we gonna get to.
I got something to say. This is my weekly. It's a weekly thing. I got something to say about Raymond and Mysterio.
Oh boy. Yeah, we gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. And
he's out here named Oscar.
Oh, I forget that all the time. But last thing. Speaking of DJ Paul, he's had a lengthy conversation with the heavyweight champ of the world, Mr. Tyson Fury, about getting back wrestling again. He said that he's really got an urge, he's really got an itch to get back in the ring and scrap up with somebody. So don't know who yet, but they're talking. He's been talking. He talked to Bad Bunny too. So everybody that's complaining about celebrity involvement, like, A, shut the fuck up. But B, it's we got some more coming.
Shout out to Bad Bunny. He's not this white rabbit, but
I don't know. I say that as a joke. Like, I'm realistic.
No, I've seen some people seriously thinking but I'm just thinking one, it can't be him. Shout out to Bad Bunny. He had some shows in Vegas this past weekend. I did not go. Because I'm gonna be real with you, Bad Bunny shows probably got a bunch of 19-year-olds there. Yeah, don't want to go. But shout out to Bad Bunny though. He also talking about Crown Jewel is coming up and he can be at Crown Jewel, but he got a show the same weekend in Crown Jewel somewhere in South America. Dude's all over the place. He's very busy.
Facts.
So we probably not gonna see him wrestle for a while again. I mean, he might be good to do the annual Royal Rumble appearance. As far as Mania, I don't know.
Hey, I mean that I could do that. Look, put him in the Dre.
I thought he was gonna win the Dre last year. That was my pick.
I would have taken it.
Who won the Dre this year? Madcap?
Yeah.
Nah, start doing Dre the night of Mania again, and then you can have Bad Bunny as a surprise appearance in the Dre, and then he wins it.
Yeah, why not?
Bad Bunny winning a highlight match at WrestleMania, that's going to get a lot of eyes on your product. It writes itself.
Saying.
It's business 101.
In Hollywood too. Come on.
In LA. Come on now. In the entertainment capital of the world. Who's the entertainment capital of the world? Vegas or LA?
I'll say LA.
I think all the technicality, it gotta be LA.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you come to Vegas and you can literally do anything. Like, I bet like I could do a one-man show in Las Vegas every night and people will still come see that shit. And nobody know who's the hell I am. But it's something to do, is what I'm saying. Like, if Carrot Top can be out here doing shows for decades, I can't. Because when the last time you heard of Carrot Top?
Props went out in the 90s. I'm sorry. Like that shit is not funny anymore. I'm sorry. Like,
when's the last? No, I'm for real. When's the last time y'all heard of Carrot Top?
Last time I heard of Carrot Top was when he was on the roast, somebody's roast. I forget who it was. Looking like he was on steroids and a lesbian at the same time.
I remember that.
He was looking like the most steroided lesbian I've ever seen in my life, and it was disturbing. But that was the last time I saw or heard from Carrot Top.
Carrot Top has been out in Las Vegas for, I don't know how, probably longer than Chris Angel. Chris Angel's been here like 15 years.
Shit.
Carrot Top still does shows in Las Vegas. I forgot about Carrot Top until I moved to Las Vegas and saw a Carrot Top billboard.
Yeah.
Carrot Top's face is all over taxi cabs and billboards and just random places. You'll just see Carrot Top's face.
And mind you, that particular roast I'm talking about, that was Flavor Flav's roast, and that was back in 2007. So that's at least 15
Flavor
years
Flav's
prior.
roast was bad.
Oh yeah, it was god awful.
Like the jokes did not age well.
Oh no.
And then like when Cat Williams was like, he just was not fucking with it.
Mm-hmm. He talked about that.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it until he talked about it on his special. Mm-hmm. And I went back and watched Flavor Flav. I was like, this nigga was just there for the check. Mm-hmm. He was not interested in nothing that was going on.
He was like, they already told me how much they was gonna pay me. I already spent it in my head, so
right.
Hey,
it is what it is.
Yeah, man.
Big shout out to that. Shout out to Tyson Fury. We're gonna wait to see him back too. What else we got here, man? We watch wrestling all week long because we did not do that first off. So let's talk about what we watched this past week. We had Undertaker versus Kurt Angle, No Way Out 2006. That was on my watch list. That was really the only thing I watched outside of like the weekly shows. Like, you know, I was in the middle of watching the Mae Young Classic. I'm gonna pick that up this week. Instead of wrestling, I watched some old boxing. So I think this is fair. Mike Tyson, WWE Hall of Famer. So we can talk about that. I watched him get knocked out by Buster Douglas. His first loss. I had to go watch that. I've been watching the Mike Tyson show on Hulu. I've been watching that. And that show's pretty fire. So I've been watching that, and Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson. And so I had to go watch that actual fight when it happened back in, was it 1990? I was before my time.
I want to say it was 90.
Yeah, it was 1990.
Right around there.
Yeah, good show. Good show. I thought it was going to be trash. And then like Tyson was like, don't support it because I didn't have nothing to do with it. And usually me, I'm the type of person where I was like, I feel like people need to have something to do with their story being told.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, for entertainment purposes, it's a good show. It's not bad.
Yeah, I believe when you say that though, like, because these networks, they just
they
take your story, take that story and start telling some wild shit. Not that he wasn't a wild dude. It's just like,
oh yeah, he was wild.
It's like, all right, listen, I ain't do all that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to stretch it, but it's entertainment, so we already know what time it is.
Facts. It's Hollywood. They gotta, you know, because sometimes people's life just be boring.
Yeah. So
you gotta get a little hotter, a little better, add a little sprinkle me to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I watch. So I'm gonna watch some other stuff later this week and see what's going on with that. But it's been a while though since we added somebody to the throne, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have two new additions today. First off, if you remember last week, I brought up Kelly Clarkson a lot.
Yeah.
It's all I was riding around and I was listening to the song I sang to y'all last week. Since you've been gone. I was listening to that and I was jamming in the car and I was like, Kelly Clarkson got some hits, yo.
That's a fact.
And so I was like, I need to add Kelly Clarkson to the throne just because since you've been that's what doesn't kill you make you stronger, breakaway, like all that stuff.
Yep.
Fire. And then I was like, I seen the NFL because Taylor Swift turned down their request to perform at the Super Bowl.
Oh, thank God.
So yeah, appreciate you, Taylor, because we did not want to hear that shit.
No.
But I was like, they looking for a pop artist, a female pop artist is what they were looking for. And I was like, Kelly Clarkson is a female pop artist, and I'll go up for a Kelly Clarkson halftime show, especially if she get since you've been gone. Yeah, so that's not gonna happen because they announced today that Rihanna was gonna do the halftime show, and I'm like, Jay-Z working with the NFL, so that makes sense.
I'll just say that's.
So I probably should have seen that coming. Well, Rihanna got some hits too, so it's still gonna go up.
Yeah,
because she do that Calvin Harris, dun, 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 yellow diamonds. That's my shit.
Yeah, that like it's not like she don't got some shit that we used to.
That's not one of my favorite artists, but she got some songs though.
Yeah,
undeniable hits.
Like there's only a couple.
You better do Ponder Replay.
Yeah,
I'm fighting.
That'll make me watch. There's only like maybe 2 or 3 Super Bowl halftime shows that I didn't skip. You know what I'm saying? Last year's Prince,
Bruno, Prince.
Yeah.
Who was last year? Oh yeah. Eminem and all that. Yeah, I remember that was fire.
Yeah, I think the first one Bruno did, I was rocking with. But outside of that, I wasn't caring for none of them.
I watched the Beyonce first one. Was that was Baltimore.
Oh, when the lights went out.
Yeah.
Lights went out.
Yeah, that one was ill. And then like Beyonce came back a couple years later because nobody wanted to see no fucking Coldplay. So they had to bring in Beyonce and Bruno Mars.
That was that was 50. That was like, okay, that's 50th anniversary of the Super Bowl.
Bro, y'all should have went ham.
All this hoopla that we doing for it, and we gonna have a big announcement. Coldplay at halftime, like
Coldplay.
Hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
Come on, son.
Yeah, I was bugging.
I was
really bugging.
But nah, yeah. So shout out to Kelly Clarkson, and then who's our other pick? This was your nomination.
Oh yeah, had to do it.
We had to put him on the throne. And it wasn't because of the reasons you suggested. We got to put him on the throne just because.
Oh yeah, he's just been having a dope year,
a dope career. So he has to get honored for it. I met this guy last year. How many world championships? I want to say 3. It's Googleable.
It is Google.
Hook that up for me while
I'm on it right now. Let me pull it up.
This dude, multiple-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer in the WWE. This dude wrestled at WrestleMania. He wrestled at Starcade. I almost said Starcade. He's always in Las Vegas. He's probably one of the realest white dudes from Detroit of all time. We talking about Kevin Nash, aka Diesel, aka Vinny Vegas, aka Oz, aka Super Shredder.
5-time world champion.
5-time.
Kevin Nash.
5-time world champion. Kevin Dupree Nash. I don't know his middle name. You'd seem like he'd be a guy named
Scott.
Scott? Oh.
Yeah. That's interesting.
It's really one of the whitest names you could think of right there. Kevin Scott Nash.
That's all right though. I'm cool with
shout out to my boy, man.
You're a real one.
My boy got his own strain.
Facts. Man, that commercial, bro. That commercial was hit.
Commercial was fire.
Yeah, man.
The thing is, like, I seen that clip that you tagged me in.
Yeah.
Which brought us to do the nomination. He was talking about CM Punk. He was like, man, he didn't know CM Punk was 42 years old. You thought CM Punk was older because he looks like it.
Exactly.
But I get it. But no, Kevin Nash, go back and watch that clip, man. Then you realize he got his own string.
Facts.
That dude, and I was like, yo, this dude be blasted on all the shows. It's probably fun as fuck talking to him. I might have to go back and watch it.
It gotta be. But no, I love it because it's like, you know how when you're a little kid, you talking about how you tired, you feel this, that, and the third, and your parents look at you like, boy, you ain't even worked yet. Like, you don't got no job. What you tired for? You know what I'm saying? That's basically what Kevin was saying. Like, yeah, this dude 42 talking about he tired, he beat up, he this, that, and the third. Like, man, shut your
almost
ass
10
up.
years, bro.
Like, man, listen. Like, you know how many times this man done come up here, his quad half busted up, knees. He done had like how many knee surgery replacements and shit like that.
Y'all seen how his knees used to look 2-3 years ago?
My God. It's like, man, I don't even want to hear. Like, you was home for, what was it, like 7 years straight?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
7.5.
Like, you just got back into this talking about you tired, you beat up and shit like that. Come on, man.
Wrestle once a week. And he didn't even wrestle every week.
Nah, he really did.
Most people in AEW only wrestle once a week. Unless they, you know, on one of them contracts. Like, you ain't on them CM Punk contracts where you just, you know, you don't got to wrestle that often. Some of these people got to wrestle, like, on the indies to just be able to support themselves a little better.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, shout out to Kevin Nash.
Everybody want to go where the grass is greener, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit,
the grass ain't greener over there. It's just fake.
I'm not booked.
That's why I don't turn brown.
I gotta go call GCW and MLW and all these other places to get booked real quick.
Man, crazy, insane, absolutely insane.
And look, I met. Listen, y'all love that, and that's great that it's inclusive. But again,
y'all see why people are exclusive to WWE only.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all had to learn the hard way. Cause y'all was mad like, oh, WWE should let wrestlers go other places. Why? So they can get hurt over there and then fuck up the plans WWE got for them.
Thanks.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what has happened to a lot of people in AEW.
And speaking of getting hurt, well, we gonna talk some more exclusively like today, right?
Yeah, because we watched AEW. Both of us actually watched it for most of the episode actually. For the first time in nine and a half months.
Right about, yeah.
So we're gonna talk about it. But we watched it. Because CM Punk is not there anymore. The Elite aren't there for however long either. So the people I don't like on the show aren't on the show no more. So I can kind of watch it. It's a little tolerable.
So I'm saying. And yet they still managed to piss me off.
Yeah, they still managed to piss me off somehow. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about it. But in the meantime, we have a peasant of the week this week. And we keep it brief. It's not my peasant. I thought I would have a peasant, but I don't. More on that later on the show. But Reek has a peasant for y'all.
Oh, I do.
And this guy, you see that shirt Reek wearing, that hoodie Reek wearing? That gentleman gets paychecks from the Brooklyn Nets. He gets paychecks from the Brooklyn Nets to do absolutely fucking nothing. Wonder who we talking about? Who?
I'm packing the air, this gas what?
These peasants, you peasants.
Peasant of the week for this week is who? Who we got?
Ben Simmons, bring that ass here, boy.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Okay, so let me preface this right quick before I really get into it. We all take mental health very seriously here. Us and all our friends of the show, we take mental health absolutely 110% seriously. And whatever
podcast group what crew of podcasters do you know got their own mental health Discord chain?
Facts. We don't play around about that. If you got something going on, we wish you. Hope you get through it okay. Now, that being said, Ben Simmons has been in the league now. What has it been since 6 years? 6 years? Yeah, 2016. He was a part of Philadelphia 76ers. It was known as the process.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep a long story brief, the process was let's tank every year to get the worst record in the league and get us good draft position for the next year. And eventually we'll build us a team that can win. And just off the intangibles of this player, dude has everything that you look for in a superstar. All the defensively is a great player. Is a great facilitator of the ball because he's a point guard. Just matches up pretty much everywhere you need him to be. The one thing
dude was getting Magic Johnson comparisons coming out of LSU.
I'm telling you, and the one thing that inhibits his growth is the fact that when they need this man to shoot, he turned into Shaq. I mean, like the worst shooter you can think of. It's like no matter what happens, we can't.
At least Shaq could make them when we needed Shaq to make them.
Exactly. Whenever you can count on this dude, it's like, yo, game's on the line. We need you. Just hit this jumper. Just hit this three. Nothing for year after year after year. And as time went on and people start, the media will run you through the coals, especially in Philly.
Oh yeah.
We had some, he had some teammates, some friends, people close to him that, started snitching him out a little bit. Like, yo, listen, this dude don't really be putting the work in like that. He a little lazy. He don't want to go the extra mile and stuff like that. So basically, Philly kind of ran him out of town. He got traded to Brooklyn. He spent Brooklyn on the first year in Brooklyn pretty much on the shelf. And then all the stories started coming out about how he wasn't feeling supported, how Philly wasn't doing enough for him. Which brings me to this most recent development. He went on ESPN and he did an interview where he said that Philly did not, the 76ers in Pacific, they did not support his issues, his mental health issues that he was going through. So
they traded away their best player to make you happy, by the way.
Thank you. Because just Jimmy Butler should still be in Philly. Jimmy Butler in Philly would have made them a championship team. But I digress.
Yeah.
Now, suddenly, all of a sudden, we have mental health issues. Again, you got real mental health issues out there, we're with you. But when we go from you're not getting it done when it matters, you don't want to put the work in, you're not stepping up as a leader when we need you to do it, and it's like one thing after another. Now you cop in this, oh well, I got mental health issues, and they weren't. He talked about being in practice, right? He was talking about how mentally he wasn't ready, and coach Doc Rivers told him that he needed to get in the practice. He told me like, oh yeah, I can't. I'm not ready to jump in yet. So basically, Doc was hounding him about that.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about he got fined for not getting in the gym because, in his words, I'm physically one of the strongest guys on the team, but they fined me for not lifting weights. So he feels that they weren't,
bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like he's like, well, obviously they don't want to handle things the right way, and the team didn't want to handle things the right way. Basically, listen, I have a low, borderline zero tolerance for copping pleas, and this is just the latest plea that my man's copping. So the second I saw it, I sent this to my guy like, yo, I know like we don't like to divvy away from wrestlers too much when we do Peasant of the Week, but damn it, you had to get the noise this week.
Yeah,
because if you ain't about the life, you ain't about the life. Don't put it off on something else, okay? Because it's one story after another. This is just the latest one, and bro, you're capping too much, and you haven't even gotten minutes like that in Brooklyn yet for you to be doing this. It's one thing if you was showing out.
He ain't got minutes like that yet. He ain't got minutes like that at all. He has not played at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like he hasn't gotten. It's not like he's got in the game and started showing out and was killing it. And like, well, the reason why I was, not making it happen in Philly is because XYZ. No, you're not even playing in Brooklyn. So, like, come on, man.
Yeah, man. Listen,
gotta get it together.
I'm gonna say, man, mental health reasons is become the greatest excuse to use because nobody's gonna really, say anything about it. Yeah. Like nobody's going to say that you're lying because that's a bad look on other people. So it's a bulletproof excuse to use at any point. A lot of people abuse it.
Mm-hmm.
It could be valid majority of the time, but it's always that one person that's going to see how valid it always is and use it to their advantage.
Oh, of course. Especially now, this day and age, which, rightfully so, we're focusing more on mental health and we're talking about it more, and it's becoming, more of a mainstream thing. But, just like there's a positive, there's also the negative, because like you said, they'll lean on that like a crutch when something ain't going right, or they needed a reason to say, well, this is why I wasn't making this happen. Like,
I know how that goes.
Discretion. Gotta use discretion.
Yeah. So enough non-wrestling talk. It might be a little bit more, I don't know, but there's nothing that's playing that I know of. Real quick, I want to say something because I'm never betting against, I'm never betting on Tom Brady again. Not this team, because I'm looking at it, it's looking like I'm about to be out of $5 here in about 20 seconds. So, you know how that goes. What we want to talk about, man? You want to talk AEW or NXT first?
Let's get NXT real quick.
Last week I told y'all that logos changing colors only pop simple-minded people, and nothing changed but the logo. We still had the colors. Mm-hmm. We still had I think they had the music. I don't remember. I was at work watching NXT, so I didn't really hear nothing. But it's still around. I told y'all. But we kicked off the show with Shawn Michaels calling Carmelo Hayes into his office, and then he also called Solo Sikoa into his office too, and he said Solo Sikoa was not a sanctioned participant in the North American Championship match last week on the anniversary show. He said, I'm gonna have to vacate the championship just because you weren't an official participant, but I appreciate your efforts you put in over the last year here at NXT, and I wish you well on your endeavors up on SmackDown. That's what he said, pretty much. Tom Brady and them just scored. Shout out to him. Anyway, get back to what we're talking about. He says, instead, I'm going to do what I always do whenever a solution is needed when it comes to this championship. And I'm going to put it on the line in a ladder match. Seems to be the only way we can ever crown a champion is doing a ladder match.
That's where we at with it.
And so we got a ladder match at Halloween Havoc in a few weeks. And I don't know. I think I might have spoiled some of this for myself. So if I spoiled it for y'all, I apologize. But I had to go to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia, for some reason, they post spoilers over there. If it hasn't aired on television yet, they still show what the fuck is going on. I've been spoiled several times in preparation for this show by going to Wikipedia. Maybe I should stop going to Wikipedia when preparing the show.
Facts.
But I don't know when stuff is taped or not, so I don't know. But anyway, so far in this 5-man match, we have Carmelo Hayes, Wes Lee, and Oro Mensah, who came up from NXT UK. So that's 3 black people.
Facts. So
I'm gonna need this match to be all black at this point.
Might as well. Shit.
Where Odyssey Jones at?
Yo.
Last I heard, he was hurt.
That's right. He did have injury. Yeah.
So if he healthy, bring him back.
Yeah.
Malik, Idris, what they doing? Put Trick in the match too. It was making all black people. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Space.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of black people down there. You get all the black people you want. We also had Nathan Frazier versus Axiom, best of 3 series. They don't miss.
Those matches are fire.
That matches is fire.
Yeah.
Man, Tampa Bay looked like they about to lose, man.
It's tragic.
Tom Brady owe me some money.
Facts.
What else we had, man?
Gather.
That match went crazy. And then Ilya Dragunov came back at the end of the show. So Halloween Havoc, we got Braun Breaker putting his title on the line versus Ilya Dragunov, the former NXT UK champion. He never lost his belt.
Nope.
So he said, I need parts. And then it's a triple threat match. So we got a big head ass JD McDonald.
Hey, you big head motherfucker, why you hating so much?
Facts. Facts. That was NXT, pretty much all the important stuff that happened. Not much was going on. We got more qualifying matches next week, though. I don't read spoilers, so I don't know who's in them. Maybe it was Wesley.
I did see a bunch of stuff that came up, but I try not to read it.
Yeah, I don't read spoilers. Y'all like to spoil stuff too much.
Yeah, because a lot of this is pre-taped. This upcoming week is the last one, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
We're gonna see.
Yeah.
And like we told y'all, we actually watched AEW this week. Because CM Punk wasn't on the show. Young Bucks weren't on the show. It was manageable. It was easy to watch. And but you know what makes it not easy to watch? When bad decisions are made. Bad decisions, such as Chris Jericho winning the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Bruh.
It makes no sense.
Bruh.
And I know what y'all been saying, because we got to justify everything that Tony Khan does, because he can't do no wrong as a 2-time Booker of the Year.
Of course not.
People saying, oh, it's Chris Jericho. They're doing it so they can get Ring of Honor a TV deal. No, it's not for a TV deal. It's not for a fucking TV deal. How could it be for a TV deal? They already got a TV deal. Nobody fucking watches Rampage. Why does Rampage need to be Rampage? Why can't Rampage just be revamped into Ring of Honor?
Why not?
Same way ECW was revamped into NXT. It was the same TV deal.
Basically, yeah, it really was. Honestly.
So why can't we just brand that as a TV show for Ring of Honor? Why does Chris Jericho is not going to bring eyes to your product. People already are not tuning in to see him now. So what difference does Ring of Honor make?
Like, there's a difference when you just, open the doors up 3 years ago.
Yeah, like bringing them in to start the company, that's a different story.
Right.
Because it helped, because Chris Jericho had a little bit more goodwill in the eyes of people back then as well. Now
that matters.
Remember last time you tried to present Chris Jericho to your audience to try to bring in new viewers? Chris Jericho looked like a baby mama.
Oh.
Chris Jericho, a god in his knockoff WWE, huh? Y'all remember that?
Facts.
So what difference does it make? I think it says a lot about how they view Claudio. Same thing as last year.
It hurts my soul, man.
This is the same situation as last year. They don't see him as him. He can't deliver the goods.
I'm hurt by this. Like, why?
He's a good hand, but he ain't him. He's all right, but he's not real.
Because they don't want to try, man. They don't want to try. My guy can do it. All he needs is a manager. He's not a good talker. He does everything else solid. He's not a good talker. That's what mouthpieces are for. You know what I'm saying? Brock could talk, but he didn't need to talk. That's what you had Paul for. And that's the perfect combination anytime. Roman is a fantastic talker when you let him do his thing, but he don't talk most of the time because you got Paul to do it. Solid combination. At one point, you had Paul paired up with Cesaro. That had some potential. But what happened? 2, maybe 3 weeks later, we was off that. He was moved on to Curtis Axel, and we stopped calling Cesaro King of Swing. We stopped giving him his little glittery jacket and all that with the name print on the back. We stopped caring about presentation. See, when you stop caring, then it stops looking good. If you start caring and trying, then he can be that guy. He can be him. Y'all don't care enough to try, and I'm getting about sick and tired of it, damn it. Last year we was going somewhere. We had him in the main event, and that main event was fire on a pay-per-view that we did not care about. And what happened? He was gone like a month later. He goes to AEW, everybody's hype. He's gonna be a bout machine, everything like that. Cool. He wins his first world title, Ring of Honor title.
And
okay,
it
cool.
Don't really count either. It's another story for another time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's something. It's something. People care enough about Ring of Honor. We could just say like, okay, well, you got a world title, whatever. But it's like we finally say, okay, you know, we care enough that we put that belt on you, and if he lost it to Daniel Garcia, like Dante Martin, one of these young guys that are coming up on the rise, we're not having this conversation at all. I get it.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho's
51-year-old.
Jericho is in his 50s, bro, and has no draw value compared to half of the other stars.
I thought y'all didn't
roster.
like 50-year-olds winning world championships. What happened?
Oh, don't get me. Ooh, man.
What happened?
Oh, don't do this. Get me started on that shit.
Because last time a 50-year-old won a world title, in order to put somebody else over the very next month, it was the end of the world.
Oh man, yeah.
And he didn't get the opportunity to put that person over because COVID. But I digress. My point still stands. What happened?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Circumstantial.
I don't know. I got nothing.
What else happened on this show, man? The Acclaimed, they won the tag team championships. About 3 weeks overdue, but it's about damn time.
They should have did that at All Out.
Yeah, like you do it at All Out, it was woo, imagine.
That's what I'm saying.
That pay-per-view clearly needed something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
I guess because it was a bigger venue, slightly bigger venue. I don't know if
it wasn't a bigger show, is the point.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Like,
you always got to do it on your biggest show. This
right.
They did this. This is the same shit they did with Braun Breaker at Mania. Like, why didn't he win on the stage at Mania? You gonna give him the title a couple nights later on a smaller show? Yeah. How many people remember Braun Breaker was on Raw?
I mean, I do, but
I do. But like your casual viewer who probably they're familiar with NXT because they show the commercials. That don't mean they watch it because they don't know who the fuck any of them people are.
Facts.
You know, besides maybe like Apollo Crews, Mandy. You know what I mean?
That's about it.
Saying like Braun Breaker was on Raw and then he stopped being on Raw after he won the belt back. Kind of no point to do that match. You could have just gave him the belt thing. Exactly. Anyway, I'm digressing. There was a table for 3 with the Steiners too that came out this week. Gotta check that out.
Oh man, yeah.
Gotta
check that.
Shout out Scott, shout out to Rick. And I didn't realize how much Braun Breaker looked like Rick Steiner until this past week. He did his interview backstage. He was talking in his proper call center voice and shit. Like I was like, he talked like that? Anyway.
Facts.
We get back on it. Shout out to the Acclaim, Black people winning championships. It is what it is. Y'all got to do something with them. I don't have any faith in that.
No, not at all.
Because the precedent has been set. So, anyway.
We talked about that.
Yeah. It's like we have these moments and then we don't follow up on these moments. They're going to be faltering around. They're probably going to lose the FTR because FTR been bitching a lot lately. You know, when FTR start bitching, that's when they give them the belts. So, anyway.
And apparently
y'all were nasty as fuck a few months ago trying to push Dax Harwood as the best wrestler in the world. I don't think I talked enough about that. Y'all I was really starting to get pissed off. I'm glad it stopped.
we didn't talk enough about it because we wasn't trying to talk about AEW. Period. But I agree that was really unnecessary.
Like I was like I rarely get mad at things or at other opinions and shit, but y'all was trying to push this as a fact.
Yeah.
And then y'all was trying to push John Moxley as at the same exact time, and then like ended up forgetting about Dax Harwood, and now Moxley, your boy.
Right.
It's funny to me. Anyway,
it's like there's a difference between a guy that's filling a void and a guy that is him like that. You got to learn the difference.
Dax Harwood, not him, bro.
Because I mean, like the prisoner.
This nigga come out here and just D-Ride Bret Hart all the time. Y'all think he that dude? Because he like Bret Hart? Relax. Anyway, another person I don't like that y'all be trying to make like him is Wheeler Yuta. It's another guy. He is fetch personified.
Oh my!
Stop trying to make it happen. Y'all done killed MJF's momentum the last 3 months just to put him with this dude.
I saw that.
I don't even think MJF could make it work.
It aggravated.
Bryan Danielson couldn't make it work.
Like what?
John Moxley couldn't make it work.
What possible reason would there be? Think about what we did at All Out. That y'all created this whodunit at the start of the show, like we didn't know who it was, for him coming down with this group, and like you did all of that. Like that's not something that you do for a guy that you're gonna put with another, I guess, mid-card guy into it, like in a program. Like that's something that you do for a guy that you getting ready
Heavy
to put
emphasis on the mid.
Yeah. That's something that you do with somebody getting ready to put the rocket on. And MJF has deserved the rocket for more than a few months, for more than over a year now. Like, I don't understand why you would try to even attempt whatever they was doing this past week, because I'm not here for that. That better have been a one-off. There better not be no follow-up. Just keep it pushing. Willie Eula, I'm sure.
I mean, y'all can have a match. Y'all can have a match. I mean, because I'm gonna say Wheeler Yuta, he's all right in the ring.
Yeah,
that's it. There's nothing compelling about Wheeler Yuta at all. Yeah. He doesn't have to look. I remember like after that little match with Moxley where they was trying to, this is the next Stone Cold. Shut up.
I've never
like that was ridiculous.
I didn't even react to that because who in their right mind says that with a straight face, having watched Stone Cold in his heyday? Like you just,
and that's the problem. These niggas didn't watch Stone Cold when we watched Stone Cold, so they think somebody can bleed and pass out in a match, and they think that's what pushed Stone Cold. Disregarding everything Stone Cold did before, leading up to that moment, and then everything Stone Cold did after that moment. You can't just have somebody that nobody in the casual audience has ever heard of come out there and bleed and pass out in a match because they got their ass beat so much and just think, all right, that's it. He a star now.
It's a moment thing. Like,
heavy on the mid.
It's when you create moments, that's how people get sucked into that. Like Stone Cold before that match with Brett already had 316, the promo. Yes. So he was already on his way. This just sped it up. So just because you recreate the moment doesn't mean that person is going to be.
Y'all forget he
on
turned
that
face in that match.
Exactly. There was the double turn because Brett was the face going in. So it's like you got to be on a certain trajectory. If a guy's not on that trajectory, the moment is not going to do nothing but create a moment. And y'all become prisoners of that moment very quickly.
Man.
It's
stop trying to make Wheeler Yuta happen, bro. Like keep him where he appropriately should be.
Oh.
Like y'all put him with I want to call Cesaro world champion now. So y'all put this dude with 3 world champions and he still ain't it. And William Regal.
Yeah. Listen, William Regal makes it happen for people. I don't know if he's gonna make it happen for him, but
games.
Yeah.
Shout to William Regal. one of the greatest British wrestlers of all time. So we talk about William Regal, one of the greatest British wrestlers of all time. We got another one of the greatest British wrestlers of all time as well, made their debut on the same show. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about former Divas champion, former NXT Women's champion. Had both at the same time. Had a lot of things at the same time. Paige.
Yeah.
Her name is it Saraya or Saraya?
She said Saraya because they were saying Saraya on TV all day long. So she did the little thing in parentheses like it's Saraya for y'all get that shit right. So
I thought it was Saraya. I watched Fighting with My Family, and it was definitely Saraya in the movie.
Yeah.
Saraya is the black pronunciation for that. Right. We talked about this last week. They pronounce people's names wrong.
On purpose.
Yeah. Anyway, so my first assumption when she comes out, because all right, so we watched the show, and then I had to turn that shit off for a little bit after Jericho won, because I was like, this how this episode gonna go. So I turned it off for a little bit, turned it back on when the women's match came on. Seen Ember Moon out here breaking noses and shit, whatever. Yeah. Not gonna talk about that. Not gonna talk about that. Well, I watched the rest of the match, and it was cool. Tony Storm retained. And then some shit happened. I forget exactly what happened. Britt Baker, was doing Britt Baker things, and here comes Jamie Hayter. Some shit happens, and then some music plays, and I'm like, oh, here we go. It's a big show at AEW, so they gotta have a debut or return. So I was like, here we go. Who is it? And I seen Saraya pop up on the screen. I was like, you serious, bro? So my first assumption is like, oh, she's cleared. Yeah. And then apparently some reports came out. Maybe she's not cleared. Yeah. I wrote this segment under the impression that she was cleared before I found out this other stuff. So I'm gonna still get my jokes off, Reed.
Oh God. Like it wasn't bad enough that when it happened.
What doctor cleared Saraya to compete? Who was it? Who you think?
What's the dude's name? The teenage doctor?
Malachi Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was on my list of suspects. Y'all know who it's Googleable. If y'all know who Dr. Malachi Love is, Google him. You've probably seen his picture before.
Yeah.
If you're frequent on the internet, you've seen this picture, you probably don't know the context of it. Yeah. Google that boy.
The image is unforgettable. You'll see it everywhere.
Yeah.
But the actual story, it was on the news and everything. Like
I'm just saying, if I go to a doctor's appointment and I see my doctor got a faux hawk, I'm questioning something. So the fact these people didn't really question it at first, it's on them too. Anyway,
yeah.
So we got Malachi Love, potentially clear Paige. I said, was it Dr. Dre?
I was like, we just gonna go to the line of doctors. It was probably Dr. Dre.
Niggas without accountability.
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heal next on a boat. I heal next on a float. Looking ass.
Dr. Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle. Talking to animals. I didn't have Dr. Doolittle on my list. That's interesting.
Shit.
I had Dr. Phil though.
Ooh. Dr. Oz? Nah, not Dr. Oz.
Shit, Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil, the same person. You're a TV doctor. You have no credibility with me.
Oh man.
Dr. Octopus?
Could be.
Dr. Octopus healed itself. Could have healed Paige.
That's the truth.
Hey, you think she got an octopus skeleton now?
She could.
We might be getting somewhere. See, it started off as a joke, but now I got another theory.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Next week I might elaborate more on it. I might do some research. And the street's telling me it could have been Doc Gallows.
Yeah, he was leaning into it. So I mean,
Hey, was he?
nah, that when they was together doing that shit with New
Oh
Day.
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Who was they with? They was with Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was stupid.
It was terrible. It was
That
funny.
shit was dumb as fuck.
I laughed at it though.
Yeah, I did too. I laugh at the stupidest shit. Some shit just dumb as fuck to me. But yeah, anyway. I also got Doc Rivers on my list. It could have been Doc Rivers.
Ooh.
No, Paige, you have to go out there and protect yourself. I'll always remember somebody said Doc Rivers needs some lotion for his ashy ass voice.
Facts. That's true. Doc McStuffins. There you go.
Hey, real quick,
it's a suspect.
Let me get back on Doc Rivers real quick. If you ever go to Doc Rivers' Twitter, make sure you don't go in his likes. I'll just tell you that right now. I didn't, but I've seen some things about Doc Rivers' likes.
Okay. All right.
Don't do it, bro. They probably gone now, but
I mean, like, I'm a nosy dude. We can't just be.
All right, go on Twitter and at least search Doc Rivers likes, and you can kind of get some context to that.
Right.
And in my last suspected doctor who cleared Paige, the doctor of thugonomics.
That's good. Yeah.
I had another doctor for my joke, but it was a very tasteless joke, so I left that doctor out. If you want to know who the doctor is, you can ask me personally, and I'll elaborate. But I will not say it on this show. At risk of potentially getting canceled. Somebody gonna pull this episode up in the future, and we could probably get blackballed.
I mean, we don't have a lot of cancelable offenses at this point.
Yeah, this one's just another one. I'm just not gonna say it. And we also had this past week on AEW appearances of some hip hop legends.
Oh, so Doc be out here wilding.
You see it now.
Whew. All right.
You didn't go and likes, did you?
No, I just looked it up.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all research that at your own leisure.
At your own risk. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
I told y'all not to, but if you do it, it's at your own risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some hip hop legends on AEW this past week too. Trina, the baddest bitch.
Facts.
DJ Who Kid and Fabulous. Nobody in that crowd knew who the fuck any of those people were. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I'm about to say, and the fact that so many of y'all commenting on people that you don't know of, please. My parents just tell me all the time.
Hold on, real
don't
quick.
mind.
I got something to say. Y'all would say, "Oh, this DJ Who Kid, he's a hip hop legend. Y'all don't know who it is. Have some respect." The same people who didn't know who the fuck Bad Bunny was, apparently.
That's true. That's definitely
y'all
true.
Mean to tell me y'all know who Bad Bunny is in 2021? Y'all did not know who Bad Bunny was, but in 2022, y'all know who DJ Who Kid is.
Y'all tried it.
Come on now. I seen what y'all look like. I don't know who DJ Who Kid is.
Fact.
Y'all definitely don't know who Trina is.
Exactly. Like
Trina got the best hip hop verse of all time.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's one of my favorite verses.
Y'all got too much to say about shit you don't know about. Like my parents used to say, "Don't be minding grown folks' business," and it's the truth. Y'all don't know about this. This is 2003. Some of y'all wasn't around for that. That's
a lot of y'all
was.
weren't
like, it was the 2003 hit list out here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, people born in 2003 are adults.
That's crazy. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy to me, dude. No, I really be at work. So like at my job, like we can't approve orders for people who are under 18. Like they have to be looked at by other people. I'm not going to disclose what my job is, but so when I see people and I see like somebody and I see 2004 on their date of birth, I be thinking like, oh damn, they too young to me to prove this order. And I'd be like, oh shit, they 18 years old. They are grown ass adults.
Damn.
It's crazy to me. I remember 2004 like it was yesterday. So now I feel really old. Anyway, Trina, wait until Kaya finds out what Trina been doing. She gonna have a lot to say.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Y'all don't know who Kaya is either. It's maybe like 3 people that listen to this show who know who Kaya is.
Maybe.
Me and you and somebody else. Hey, who the next rappers is gonna be at AEW, man? Because they done had Kevin Gates. Who else did they have before, bro? Yeah, Action Bronson was wrestling. I got something to say about Action Bronson in a second, but yeah. Who else? Who the next rapper is gonna be in AEW?
I seen somebody say that you should get Cassidy up there, and they had Orange Cassidy show up.
Oh man, see that's because they be getting these rappers that haven't been relevant since I was in middle school. So
I mean, and I said this too. Like
Kevin Gates, the only relevant one that they done brought in.
Yeah, like I said,
Snoop Dogg always gonna be relevant, but
right, like honestly, that's kind of smart. You know what I'm saying? You bringing back some nostalgia for people who
but been seeing bringing nostalgia for people who don't know who the fuck they are anyway.
Yeah, like it's if you're gonna cut that check, maybe do it for some people that you
get some eyes on your product.
Yeah, like current day. Like again, we can appreciate that.
Cardi B talking about wrestling all the time.
Exactly. Like, and she always talking about WWE. If you cut the check,
I ain't brought her in yet, so I'm just saying.
Exactly. Like you cut the check, she'll show up on your program. Like, it ain't hurting nobody. Shit.
She might get in the ring too.
Of course. I mean, apparently they just let anybody get in the ring and do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
We don't have a proper vetting process before letting people actually wrestle. So
hey. Are they in Philly next week though?
That's gonna
you gonna slide?
That's gonna be fun. I don't know.
You can use if you in Philly, you want to go to some events in Philly this upcoming week, go on SeatGeek and use our code YK Wrestling and get $20 off.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Get some good ass seats.
Yeah. Next week in Philly, I think they should bring out Beanie Siegel and the Young Guns and State Property.
Oh my God.
And shit, bring out Cassidy with Orange Cassidy and Stokely Hathaway. You gotta have another black person in the,
What to say? That's a good look.
Ask about me. Oh yeah, and since we in Philly, we could have Keith Lee cosplay as Questlove, and I think that would be good too.
Oh, we should do that.
Have just Keith Lee playing the drums.
Yeah, man.
Greetings and salutations. Yeah, real quick though, I forgot about the main event because it pissed me off that much. I gave up.
Man, listen.
I almost gave it Peasant of the Week for Bryan Danielson losing yet again, but I just gave up. I give up on hoping for anything positive to happen to him in AEW.
I'm Aggie, man. How do you make this guy a B+ player in 2 different companies?
At least when he was a B+ player back then, it was part of the story.
I'm about to say it was a narrative.
Yeah.
But over here, y'all really acting like that. And I don't understand why.
It's unfortunate.
You rolled out the red carpet when he showed up. So it's like, what's the problem? What Mox was supposed to be doing 6 weeks off for vacation. He came back because shit went down. It's like, all right, y'all need me, I'm gonna be here. But that don't mean you had to be like, oh well, give him the belt. Let's just rehash that back. You gotta think about this too. Outside of his initial run, where he lost it to Kenny, he won it that second time when Punk was hurt, dropped it to Punk, did all the shit happen at All Out, and he got to go through a tournament just to win it again when you had Bryan Danielson right there, who, let's be honest, who has been a better wrestler than him in the last 2 calendar years in terms of just pure technical wrestling in the ring. Nothing else but that. In the last 2 calendar years, who's really been doing it better than him? And that's one of the biggest reasons you brought him in.
I already said it, bro. I said this dude main evented Mania last year. That alone, you should have put the belt on him within that first month he was in the company.
Exactly.
Fuck Kenny Omega. Fuck Hangman Page. This dude, you want your company to grow, you put the belt on a WrestleMania main eventer who has some bit of a mainstream status. They still do the yes chants everywhere, right?
Of course.
Like, this dude is one of the Bella's husbands. Brie Bella's husband. Bella's are as popular as anybody. Exactly. Like, it's just a no-brainer.
I try to tell people this who wanna
we talk about AEW too much too. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, like I talk to people about, everyone that wants to say they want to defend, like, oh, Moxley should have won anyway. Like, what looks better for MJF to get his coronation? Beating Jon Moxley or beating Bryan Danielson? I'll leave it at that.
Exactly.
Common sense should still be common.
It writes itself.
It does.
Unless you're a 2-time Booker of the Year.
According to the Seltzer verse.
Yeah. The Seltzer verse. Hey, I see Dustin Rhodes had commented on something that your boy, what do you call him?
Alka-Seltzer?
Broke Dick Brian?
Oh yeah, Broke Dick Brian, yeah.
I see he said something. He's like, since Vince is gone, we should be done with like chin locks or some shit like that in wrestling. And then, Dustin being a wrestler, Dusty Rhodes' son, wrestling for over 30 years, probably knows what the fuck he's talking about, and basically was like, yeah, nah, that doesn't make any sense.
None.
Like, he was polite about it, at least. Because me, I would have called him a dumbass. Like, shut up.
Somebody should.
Somebody in that company should. Because like us doing it don't matter. Yeah. Somebody closer to them that could like bruise that ego a little bit and knock them down a peg should be designated to do such.
Yeah. Until y'all cut the check.
Yeah. Until y'all cut the check.
Then we can do that shit all day.
Yeah, facts. Hey, real quick, shout out to Action Bronson though. Like, he got in the ring this past week. I don't watch Rampage, but I saw a little bit of his match on Twitter. It was really like he came in there, he had like a couple shoulder blocks. He was moving pretty well for his size too. He had some speed. This dude was looking like Bobby Lashley out there.
He was moving.
Bruh. He had some good footing. Like, okay.
That's crazy.
Had a perfect power slam too.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Bronson was at the crib getting ready for this.
Bruh. Magic Bronson was going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't have a no bump contract, I would want to see more. So now, yeah, I'm gonna work on my Action Bronson impersonation. I'm gonna hit y'all with something next week. I don't have nothing for y'all right now. If I tried it, it'll be embarrassing. So I'm just not gonna do it. And let's talk about Monday Night Raw real quick. I don't have a lot about Raw to talk about, but the important stuff. Seth Rollins did not do the wink. I was looking out for it, but he didn't have an opportunity to, because he was on Gold the whole episode. So Gold Rollins is gonna have to wait a little bit, because we had him and Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title. Bobby Lashley has the second best counter of the stump I have ever seen.
Hell yeah!
It's Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley. And whoever else you can order it, whatever order you want to, it don't matter. Those are the top two. Great match, but it's on site from Matt Riddle. He said, I ain't stopping until I get this rematch. And DJ Paul give me what I wanted. Can we get him in a fight pit at Extreme Rules? I wanted it. I'm happy.
I didn't care for it. This motherfucker out here begging and ruining what I've been lobbying for on this show for weeks and weeks at a time.
Hey, it's gonna happen, bro.
We was finally getting it. We was finally getting it, and he just like.
I didn't think we was getting it. Not on Monday. At some point, we will.
The only reason I thought like
at least before the end of the year, we're gonna get it.
The only reason I thought I had a good shot was because it opened the show, and they was going up against Monday Night Football. They had 2 games on. I'm like, okay, they really want to like get some eyes on it. Maybe just even if it's just like a quick transition thing. Okay, cool. Have Seth win it right off rip first match because it had like 2 commercial breaks in between.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I can see if they want to do a quick title change or whatever, and and even if they keep doing this thing with Riddle, they can make a match for the championship at that point. But that had me thinking, okay, maybe if they want to kick the show off, keep the eyes on them, they can do something quick. But nah, man, I'm tired of this dude begging. He's pissing on my dreams, and I don't appreciate that.
Hey, soon come, my brother. But said he did get his lick back later on. Came out, we had Riddle and Rey Mysterio teaming up.
Why would you, Ray? Why would you do that to yourself?
Riddle, why would you do that to yourself? It's bad enough you got called a bad father a few weeks ago, and then you go and partner with a real bad father.
You did this to yourself. Like you just Ray just enjoys inviting his demons back into his life because he got beef with Seth. You've had beef with Seth. Seth took your eye out, and you said, "Oh, I need a partner. I got to go up against Judgment Day. Who's a good partner that I could pick? Anybody in the locker room. Let me pick the stoner who has beef with a past enemy of mine. While I'm already dealing with some shit with my son and these other niggas."
He said, yo, he had some beef with them last week. I figure, he wanted, he want to partake, whatever. But we get this match, and Rollins runs off Riddle. They get into it. Ray's all alone. Ray got a chair. Dominic said, hit me with that chair. Hit me right here. And Ray, what did Rey Mysterio do? Not a fucking thing. He ain't do shit. He ain't do nothing. He dropped the chair. He said, no, mijo, I can't do it. And what Dominic do? Called him a pussy. He called him a pussy. Go back and watch it.
You know what I should have did before we started? I should have seen if you got that Black Panther on Savi.
What part?
When he talked about the strength of the Black Panther getting stripped away.
Strength for the Black Panther is stripped away.
I'm making an official declaration as of tonight. I am officially stripping Rey Mysterio of his parental rights, effective immediately after this. There's this blatant act of irresponsible parenting, and you can't have it no more. Your son just punked you out on national TV as if it couldn't get any worse for you.
Called you a pussy. National television on a Monday night. He said he called you a pussy to your face, and you ain't do shit.
Oh,
if that ain't one of the worst fathers, if that don't prove to y'all what I've been saying for the last 2 years, I don't know what other proof do y'all need, fam?
Consecutive years.
He didn't get it last year. We didn't award it last year. But you know what we gonna do right now? We got a retro Young Kings Wrestling 2021 award to hand out here today. And the worst father of 2021 goes to Raymond Mysterio. Congratulations, my good friend. So,
yeah, man.
He probably gonna get it again in December.
I expect it at this point.
3 times.
He is lapping every other potential contender at this point.
Bro, you a worse father than Ime Udoka. Hey, hey, real quick, we didn't talk about this yet. We ain't talked about this yet, though.
Oh no!
I arrived at one of my biggest haters' funeral to make sure that motherfucker was dead. Fuck the Celtics. I love it. I'm loving it. That boy, wild boy, he really Nigerian.
Yeah, because that's how they get down. So, man,
he said his mistress was the person that made travel plans and shit for the team, and was planning knee-long travel during games and shit.
I'm saying, like,
that's the wild. That's how you know it's some Nigerian shit. Anyway, let's get back to talking about some wrestling.
How you do that to Neil Long?
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
He a different breed, man.
Hey. He fucked the Celtics up, so I appreciate it. Speaking of Judgment Day, we had Finn Balor trying to recruit AJ Styles.
I like that.
AJ Styles was like, you know what you did to me? No, I'm not going to join you. It's my AJ Styles voice. And Finn Balor was like, oh, maybe you'll join. It's my Finn Balor voice. Watch AJ Styles bring the club back. We're going to see Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson on our TV screen soon to take on the Judgment Day.
Hey, man, I'm with it.
I'm not. Don't bring them niggas back. I fucks with Doc Gallows. That's my dude. Keep them over there in New Japan. They Carl Anderson. Listen, last time they was around, Carl Anderson, he did nothing but complain.
That's true, too. Oh.
When folks be complaining, you end up like AEW.
I'll say if and only if they plan on going forward, because they bring in so many people in. If they plan to split the brands again and take it serious this time and actually have people on one show or another, then okay, you bring them back for depth, because tag teams do need the depth around there.
You just put Veer back with his partner and shit.
Yeah. But if not that, then we don't really need it. Yeah, but AJ and Finn, I can get down with anytime.
Oh yeah, forever. Banger after banger. And then we had the Miz hosting Miz TV and invited Dexter Lumis on his show because he listened to us last week. And I said, you can't have this man out here threatening your family. You got to whoop his ass. And Miz, he said, I'm going to whoop your ass. I thought he listened to what I said. I was like, yes. And then he was scary. He was scary the whole fucking time. Because soon as Dexter Lumis popped up, what did the Miz do? What did he do?
He was falling back, man.
This nigga's scared.
I just shook my head, bro.
He want to smoke. But it was funny.
Ciampa hit him with the whack-a-mole. He said, pow.
Him sticking the knife through his shit, cutting the carpet. That was the most Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry ass shit I've ever seen in wrestling. Like, still cutting carpet up, cutting through it to get into the ring, get outside. Like, oh man, that was funny.
And then we had Damage Control standing over Bianca Belair yet again. Getting nervous because I never liked how Triple H booked Bianca Belair in NXT. And I'm not liking how he's doing it now. So I'm going to need to see something different. Because the precedent had been set years ago. When she never won the NXT title. She was just looking like a chump, talking a lot of shit and losing.
Yeah.
So we need to course correction on that.
She was fire as a heel, though.
Just,
we just
didn't back it up when she needed to back it up.
Right.
So now she's been backing it up. I don't know. We're going to see. She was on game day last night too.
Facts.
Star.
You just it's just a matter of time, man.
Yeah. She ain't gonna be around a while.
She already in position.
Yeah, she's gone in like 2
her,
years.
Her and Taz was chilling with Kevin Hart like just the other night. I think it was Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, so it's over with.
Yeah.
So Vince Carter.
Yeah.
SmackDown. Let's talk about SmackDown real quick, and then we can get the heck up out of here. That boy Jey Uso needs therapy.
Man,
he needs some therapy.
this is crazy.
Well, this is probably one of my favorite segments in recent memory.
You know who Jay reminded me of when he was doing that shit in that first segment. You ever seen the Scared Straight episode? They in the jail, and the dude had him like gave him the comb to shave his chest and shit.
Yeah,
and his dude was in the background like, grab the comb.
I remember that.
That's what Jay was reminding me of. Like, yo, take the shirt off, Sammy. Take it off, Sammy. Like, bro.
Hey, this like I said, this is one of my favorite segments in recent memory. Like this whole bloodline thing, the last 2 years been hitting because we we seen this from Jay Uso the last few weeks. We talked about it. Yeah. Sami Zayn, he came around as an outsider. Like Jay Uso, he didn't have this type of energy with Paul Heyman because he didn't have to. Paul Heyman is a family friend.
Yeah,
he didn't have to. He didn't have to have this energy with Jimmy Uso because that's his twin brother. Yeah. Like Jay Uso went through hell. Like Jimmy Uso was there when it happened, but like Jimmy, he not taking it, as personal. He's just thinking like it's fam, it's business. But like Jay Uso really been through wars. He really traumatized. Thanks. But like Jimmy Uso come in, he ain't tripping over it. That's his twin brother. That's fam. His baby brother come in, he not tripping over it. That's baby bro. But this outsider, this white boy, this Canadian coming in, nah, he ain't having it. Because he, from Jay Uso's eyes, Sami Zayn ain't put in work. He not blood. He didn't put in work. He didn't get his ass beat and get traumatized for months like I did. He just came in and thinking he buddy with us, and he ain't gang for real. And Jay Uso, he just conflicted. He need therapy. The way he ripped that boy's shirt off.
Jay,
it's a lot of anger.
Jay out here talking like he been on C Block for a hot minute.
Yeah, it's all bad. Great work by Roman. Great work by Jay. Great work by Sammy. And everybody involved. Mainly those three, because a lot of the action and the plot was driven by those three. I'm Solo, Paul, Jimmy. They was kind of in the BG just chilling. They was there, but like Jay Uso had the best reactions to Roman. Basically, like Jay thought it was like finally you get this nigga off our dick, and then Roman was like, "I got your new shirt, Uce."
Yo, Jay was the second he gave him that shirt, and you had Jay in the background with the ass face.
He said,
"Yeah."
He had hella reaction. You seen him leaning back on the ropes with the belt.
That's what I'm saying, man. With the mean ass face. Just
Jay Uso had about like 7 memes in 30 seconds, bro.
Yep.
I saved all of them too.
All over the timeline. It was just,
and we know it eventually is going to end bad for Sami Zayn, but like I thought it was over with right there. I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah, man. Public execution.
And I was like, no, not yet. Which actually helps him more because like the more we drag this along, the more the crowd gonna be on Sami Zayn's side when it eventually happens.
I'm telling you, man.
It's like, man.
I'm just gonna repeat what I said last week. When him and Jay blow up, when that finally turns into something, that's gonna be some fire material.
Man,
must see TV.
Hey, you remember when the Bloodline had them kids crying a few months back?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be that times 10 whenever they turn on Sami Zayn.
Oh my god!
Like
it's gonna be crazy.
Because we had kids crying.
Facts.
We're gonna have grown adults crying when Sami Zayn get turned on. I can't wait.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be brutal.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible, bro. It's gonna be awful. And then that actually leads into the main event. We had the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes for the tag titles, and Usos retained. We seen Imperium came out, did they thing, got involved. We talked about War Games earlier. Yeah. Are these looking like this might be our field for War Games possibly? Imperium versus the Brutes versus the Usos and Solo.
Could be. Or if you really want to like beef this up a little bit, you take all of the bloodline and the Brawling Brutes could say, yo, Imperium, let's call a truce for a minute. Let's go get these niggas in the cage. and you put a mix of the Brawling Brutes and Imperium together, plus the facing the Bloodline, bruh.
Who would you leave out?
Shit.
Maybe Gunther.
Maybe. Yeah, because if he's still IC champ there, he'll probably have like maybe Bobby still to work with, which I need that. I need that.
I never thought about that until you just said it, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because honestly, I don't see him losing the title anytime soon. And as long as we keep the title on Lashley, circle that date and just make it happen.
See, that's why Seth couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
Hey.
I could dig it.
Hey, give me that. I got one more thing.
If that's the result, I'm not gonna complain if that's what we're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at that.
Give me that. Shoot. Give me that. Hey, Bobby Lashley, Gunther,
bumping meat.
Speaking of meat bumping, Braun Strowman versus Otis.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Man, my expectations were like up here.
Mm-hmm.
The match up there.
Yeah, they win that.
Did not disappoint my expectations whatsoever. The crowd loved it. Braun Strowman over as fuck. I told y'all. Y'all heard that crowd.
Back to basics.
Y'all heard that crowd.
Yeah, man. We not
Utah,
doing a lot of
man.
talking.
Y'all listen. Y'all be all right.
Y'all
not being racist, y'all be all right.
We're not doing a lot of talking. We show up. We knock some shit over. We beat some people up. We have some matches. The right result. That's it. That was the formula for Braun that worked.
Yeah, man.
So as long as we doing that, we fine. We fine.
And that crowd, even they love Liv Morgan too. Like the crowd's reaction to Liv Morgan in that segment, the whole segment got me kind of on the same page as Liv Morgan again. Finally.
Yeah.
Cause like the last couple months, like after she initially won the title, first couple weeks, I wasn't rocking with it. Because it was like it was one of those things where like, all right, the moment has passed. Now what do we do to follow up on the moment? And like that moment wasn't really being followed up on that well.
Yeah.
But she showed an edge like that versus Ronda.
And you know something? I forgot to mention this on with Raw too. But shout out to Liv for not being Bailey from what was it, 5 years ago?
Oh my God, yes.
And
I've seen somebody say that too.
In the same vein as that, I dare say that this segment that they had on Raw in the match, it did enough for me that I can finally kind of let go of that bad memory from 5 years ago.
I did not think about that during Bailey and Alexa. Yeah, I did not think about it.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying that.
It's the point.
So yeah, shout out to both of them for bringing us full circle in a sense.
And shout out to Liv and Lacey Evans had an all right match too. I wasn't expecting it to be much of anything, but yeah. And shout out to go ahead, my bad.
For all y'all watching at home, that is how y'all do a table spot specifically for the women. Because
I'm not gonna get it. Listen, I'm not gonna get into it. Don't get me started.
This is what I said about people and being cleared out to do certain stuff.
2-year-old botching table spots and shit out here.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
But yeah, that was SmackDown. They did a thing. Oh, one more thing, SmackDown too. Hit Row. Y'all ain't no real niggas.
How you let this man?
Let these niggas come to your party, run up on y'all.
You let these two roles given,
y'all let Bradshaw and Farouk down, bro.
Like you gonna
let somebody come up in the APA clubhouse and just super kick them in the middle of their party. Bruh. APA already in the ring before the commercial break is over with, ready to beat y'all ass.
That's what I'm saying.
This dude top dollar just gonna be like, bro, you 350 pounds.
Nobody should be holding you.
Bro, nobody should be able to hold you back in that situation. So y'all real nigga card is on the line.
Yeah, like you can't let nobody come up in your spot, snuff you, and walk out smooth. It's not okay.
Nah. No. So I'm gonna need you to get that lick back next week, man.
Immediately.
Like,
don't talk. Just do it.
Just run up on them like they run up on you.
Exactly.
Or we're gonna have to pull that card. I want to pull your real nigga card because I like you. Like you, Dollar.
Man.
Keep dropping them freestyles.
Facts. And we get good engagement. So I mean, we appreciate the homie, but yeah, you can't be out here talking certain shit and you not handling it like that.
No, go handle your business on Friday. Y'all in Canada, so don't go too crazy. You don't want to get locked up in another country.
Nah. You see the
Free
Usos
BG
allowed up there.
Right. Free BG.
Nice.
All right, I think we done now. We had a good show. Got some good jokes off, as always.
Much needed.
Yeah, it was fun. After I lost some money today.
Facts.
At no football.
Still
I ain't won yet this year, man.
Me either. Still
next week. I said next week. I'm gonna bet on one game next week, and we're gonna win. We're gonna get. I just need something to get me started. Anyways, we can plug our socials now that we've reached the end of the road.
Yeah. Y'all can find me at RickHavoc24 on Instagram and on Twitter. And make sure y'all go check out the Havoc Hour on all streaming platforms where you find Young Kings Wrestling, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts. The video versions up on YouTube. And also the Instagram page on _ the Havoc Hour _
_ the Havoc Hour _ Go check that out.
Yeah.
Go check out all the episodes, man. Go check out the film episodes.
Yes.
All that. We need it. It is good content.
Yeah.
Trying to get out here. We can talk about sports more. We can start pushing that, and then we can start going to these events and covering them under the Havoc Hour.
Yeah, we got to.
Since Young King Sports is no longer.
Facts.
That's what I was initially doing it under. We can talk about that off camera. But I am the thespian TC Fontaine. You can follow me if you want to. I don't post anything on my personal account on Instagram, but I post on the story sometimes. So if you want to see my stories, check us out, tc.fontaine. Go check out my photography page, though. I did post something on there. Hit up the Vegas Aces. It's my girls' championship parade. The
Vegas
world
Aces.
champion Las Vegas Aces, the first ever championship in the city of Las Vegas. And it's Asia Wilson, and Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, and Becky Hammond, and the whole squad. They had it, and they got it done. So it was a fun experience, though. I've never been to a championship parade before. It was dope. It's got some good images.
Hell yeah.
It was on the strip. They shut the strip down.
Oh, of course. Oh, since you mentioned the name, it just reminded me real quick. Shout out to Asia Smith. That's Neil Ruff's wife for y'all who don't know.
24/7 champ.
Yeah, the first Black women's referee to become a champion.
Ever.
I'm here for that. I just peeped it on Instagram earlier today. So shout out to you.
Is she the first or is she technically the second? Remember, Jacqueline was a referee.
Yeah, but she was a full-time competitor, though. I don't think because I think Asha just been a ref the whole time.
She has.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. She's doing her thing.
Facts.
And big shout out to my aces, though. Go check out my photos. I had a nice little set. And one thing about doing photography, I'm going to tell y'all something. You could think your photos is cold, and then you see somebody else shit. It like you muted, bro. I don't know what happened. We good? Oh, we good. We back.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I started looking at other people's photos from the parade, like, cause me, I have a job and shit, so I couldn't leave my job to just go camp out and wait at the parade.
Yeah.
I could have at some point, but I didn't do it. I had to work. So like I left, I got there like right before the parade started. Could not get to the stage at all. I just kind of, parked over where the the buses and shit was gonna be driving by. So I got some shots. But then I went on Instagram and I started looking and I seen like a couple other folks was like posting way better photos than me from like near the stage area. And I'm like, fuck.
Damn.
But it's crazy to me because like I'm looking at they photos and thinking like, damn, they shit is colder than mine. Whereas like they probably seen my shit and said the same thing. Cause I got different angles, I got different views of stuff. I probably got some shots they wish they would have got.
Right.
And they got shots I wish I would have got. It's just crazy. I think just as human beings, we should stop being a little self-disparaging for our work. We should appreciate our work the way we appreciate other people's work.
Big facts.
When we look at our work, we are our biggest critics.
Always.
It's like when I'm doing Young Kings Wrestling, I go out, venture out and listen to other people's podcasts. I'll be like, fuck, we should have talked about that. And then I'll be critical. So I'm not critical no more.
Yeah.
Now the way I look at it, our podcast killing all yours.
Yeah. I mean, we just talked about this like earlier. Like, first time we do this, we started off and it's like, oh, we hated it. You know what I'm saying? The first couple episodes, it was
could not listen to my voice at all, bro.
Exactly.
I hated editing when I first started.
Right.
Now I don't mind it.
Yeah,
like I've been acting for 8 years now. So like having to hear my voice when I act is the worst. So having to hear my voice when I podcast, it was the worst. Now I can do it now. Like it's repetition, confidence. So yeah, go check my photos out, man. And then go follow Young Kings Wrestling everywhere at YK Wrestling. We got some stuff coming for y'all. We're gonna revamp the YouTube. We got some stuff coming on YouTube.
Oh yeah. I'm just making a
yeah.
I got a vault at this point full of shit.
Reed got a vault of stuff and we're gonna do it. I just gotta, I tried to do like one with like, some old stuff we had to work with. My computer was not having it, bro. That shit was moving so damn slow. My Google Chrome closed out like 3-4 times. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna come back and venture later. Well, it's coming soon, so go check us out. And I don't know how long that was on the timer, but
it'll be all right.
Might be a little over 5 minutes. I just had to, get some off my chest.
Yeah.
I don't have a song this week, so we're just gonna hit y'all with the retro. We out of here. Gone.